Hey folks, Lauren Empey coming at you from Pacific Beach, San Diego, a wonderful community that I call home and which is also home to one of the most beautiful beaches in California. Local summer is in full effect here, and I want to share with you my top 3 favorite things to do during local summer so that whether you live in San Diego or you're thinking about moving to the Pacific Beach area, you can get an idea of what it's like to live here like a local. And we call it local summer because, as you can see, the weather conditions could not be more ideal. It's mid-October, it's going to be 83 degrees today. The water temperature is at 69, 70 degrees, and usually by this time of year, most of the tourists have gone home. Of course, with the pandemic, we have some out-of-towners working remotely from the beach, but for the most part, it's still a wonderful time to get out and enjoy this coastline and do it with a little more social distance than we've had these last few months. So, are you ready for my favorite things to do? Let's dive in. My number 1 ultimate top favorite thing to do is to get in the ocean this time of year. I am a huge wimp when it comes to cold, but when the water is 70 degrees and it's 80-something degrees outside, it feels so good, and specifically to jump in over at La Jolla Cove in the Natural Marine Preserve. There's a ton of cool wildlife to see all year round, and specifically this time of year, we've got the leopard sharks that are coming into the shallow waters to breed, and there are tons of them. The best place to go is in La Jolla, right in front of the La Jolla Beach and Tennis Club. La Jolla is just a few miles up the coast from Pacific Beach, and it's a fun little excursion just to get out of the neighborhood and go see our neighbors to the north. And as you can see from this drone footage, there are tons of leopard sharks there. They're literally just in the 3 to 5 foot deep water, cruising around, doing their thing, putting on their little mating dance, and they literally could not care less about the humans that are floating on the surface of the water. I love to get out there with my snorkel and check out these gorgeous animals, but you can see them from a kayak or a stand-up paddleboard or a boat if you're not quite so comfortable in the water. But I urge you to try it out because the water is so nice, and we only get these conditions for a few months of the year, so for sure get out there and try to check it out. Of course, you can also scuba dive, and this is as we get into the marine park a little bit deeper. There is a ton of other wildlife to check out in the marine park. A lot of fish, spiny lobsters, a lot of cool sea grasses and corals. We have the Garibaldi, that's our California state fish. And then, of course, our friends, tons and tons of stingrays. They are all different shapes and sizes, and you just want to make sure they won't hurt you as long as you make sure you don't step on them. So as you're getting in and out of the water, make sure you do that stingray shuffle, where you shuffle your feet and you bump them out of the way. My number 2 favorite thing to do pretty much all year round, but especially during local summer, is to get out on my bike and ride around the 12 miles of flat, scenic bike paths all around Mission Bay. Mission Bay is one of the most beautiful natural landmarks we have here in San Diego, and we're so lucky to have it right at our back door here in Pacific Beach. I love riding on the bay side just as much as the beach, maybe even more. This time of year, it's so peaceful. There are very few people out there, and you can just really soak up the sun and the fresh air without having a ton of people in your way. And there's so much more you can do on Mission Bay as well, such as sailing, kiteboarding, not so much fishing. You need to go out to the ocean for that, but it's just an amazing aquatic park, and there's so much recreation that you can do out there, and it's just truly one of the most beautiful places on earth. So what do you think? Are you convinced to move here yet? Okay, my number 3 top favorite thing to do during local summer is literally nothing. Okay, yes, it's hard to do, especially when you work in real estate, but when you live in a beach area that gets so much tourism during the summer, it's really important to get out and actually enjoy it. Give yourself a pat on the back for surviving another summer. Take advantage of this beautiful place that we live. I mean, we put up with a lot in order to live here, but it's so worth it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And if I could ever help educate you on any other areas in San Diego or more about Pacific Beach in general, please let me know. And please also let me know in the comments what else you like to do during local summer here in San Diego. I look forward to chatting with you. See you later.